Yikid Amrei, Amr Rav Huna, Kusi asa bebitai. Kusi is forbidden to marry his daughter. Teda, shaloi nasa adam as bitai, that Adam didn't marry his daughter. However, says Gemara V'loihi, it's not so. Really, he could have married her, but Hasam Hainu Taima, the reason why he didn't marry her is Kadeshi Yisa Kayin as a Chaisai, so that she should be available for Kayim, Mishim Doilam Chesed Yibana. Now, Amr of Chista, Eved Mutter Be'imai, a servant is allowed to marry his mother, or Mutter Bebitai. That means an Eved Kanani is allowed to marry his mother, he's allowed to marry his daughter. Actually, there's no marriage, but he's allowed to unite with his mother and he's allowed to unite with his daughter, because Yotzim Mechlal Kusi, he left the status of being a pagan, or Lechlal Yisrael Loiba, but he did not enter into Klal Yisrael. He would only enter if he was freed, so he's allowed to marry his mother, he's allowed to marry his daughter. Ki Asa Rav Dimi, Amar Rav Elazar, Amar Rav Chanina, Ben Noach, this we already learned once, Ben Noach sheyichet shivka la'avdai, a Ben Noach that designated a maid servant to be his servant's, his Eved Kanani significant other, uba aleha, and then he sleeps with her, nerag aleha. Says the Gemara, me'emas, at what point is she considered his significant other? Amar Rav Nachman midika'arla revisa de planya, when she's called so-and-so's girl, me'emas hatarasa, they don't have get, when would she become permitted? Rav Huna, even the goyim, when they were in a monogamous relationship, covered their hair. Rav Huna, mishipara roisha b'shuk, when she uncovered her hair in the shuk, then she ceases to be this person's girl, then he could sleep with her. Amar Rabbi Lazar, Amar Rabbi Chanina, Benach Shabal Ishtay Shaloi Kedarka, a guy that sleeps with his wife in a unusual way, anal bia, chayiv. Shenemar, because it says, the Torah says that all you could be is v'davak be'ishtay, cleave, and this is not the normal way to cleave. So the Gemara says that can't be. It can't be that something that a Jew is allowed to do, a guy will have a death sentence. We said that a Yid could sleep with his wife either way. It says mishkevei isha. So that can't be. Amar Rava, amend this, scratch it, delete it. Amar Rava, ben noyach shebal eishes chaveira shaloi kedarkoi, a ben noyach that commits adultery in a anal fashion, potter. Why? My timer, what's the reason? Because we said v'davak be'ishtay, that's where we learned out be'ishtay v'loy be'eshes chaveira, and it's talking about v'davak. It's talking about only in the cleaving way. V'loy shaloi kedarka. So that's a very big chiddush, that there's a leniency by a guy, that if the guy commits adultery in an anal fashion, there wouldn't be a death sentence, because we learn it out from the V'davak B'ishtay V'loi B'eshes Chaverai, so the Isser of Loi B'eshes Chaverai is only in the normal way of cleaving. Amar Rab Chanina, Oy V'kechom Shehi Ke'es Yisrael, a guy that hits a Jew, Chayim Misa. Shenemar, it says that Moshe Rabbeinu Vayifan Koi V'Koi turned to this side and that side, Vayar ki ein ish, and he saw that there was no man. Vayachas ha-mitzri. Now he killed the mitzri because he was going to hit a Jew. So you see that for hitting a Jew, you chayim misa. V'amar Rab Chanina hasoiter luo shel Yisrael. If you hit somebody in the jaw, slap somebody in the face, this is very serious stuff. Ki'ilu soiter luo shel shchina. It's considered as if you slapped Hashem. One of the reasons is probably since a man is the image of God. It's like you're slapping the bust of Hashem. Remember, one of the reasons why there's a mitzvah to wash your face in the morning, that's a great multitasking. You wash your face in the morning because of Hikon Likras Elikecha Yisrael. You wash your face in the morning because of Ahaftal Reach Kamoicha for your wife, who's going to have to see you. And you wash your face in the morning because you're polishing the image of Hashem, the Tzelem Elikim. So when you hit a person is, that's why I told you Rapam never liked calling a guy a shegitz. So what's a shegitz? Shegitz is slang for sheketz. You don't call it Tzelem Elikim a sheketz. Rapam would not accept it. He would say it's unacceptable. You don't call a Tzelem Elikim a sheketz. Says the Gemara, let's see it inside. Shenemar moikesh adam. You hit a man, yala kodesh. It's like hitting the jaw of that which is holy. Magvia avdei Shabbos simin. Amrei shlakish. Hamagvia yadei al chaver. This is a famous drasha. Just raising your hand at somebody. Afal pishalei hikeyu. Just raising your hand at somebody. Nikra Rasha. You're called a Rasha. Shinam avayoyim l'Rasha. He said to the Rasha, Lama sakariecha. Why would you hit your friend? Lama hikisa never. He didn't say why did you hit. Ela lama saka. Why are you intending to hit? Just by raising the hand. Afal pishala yiko nikra Rasha. Now I want to add that that's a Rasha. Somebody raises a hand to a wife. That's a Rasha Merusha. You know, I remember the Satmar Rebbe, they say over that when he left Eretz Yisrael, they asked him who they're going to give a kvittel to. So he said, find a Yid who has numbers on his arm, and if on the same arm he has the mark of the straps of tefillin, you could give him a kvittel. That was my father, Olav Hashem. He had numbers, and he had the marks of the tefillin. They used to say that those that died in the gas chambers, Hashem Yidkum Damai, Zechet Tzadikim Uvracha, Schusim Yagim Aleinu, they were Kedoshim. Because Rambam says anybody that dies because he's a Jew is a Kaddish. But the Yidden that lived with the horrors in their mind and still remained from, they're Kaddish Kadasha. And the reverse is that a person that raises his hand at someone is a Rasha. A person that raises his hand to his wife is a Rasha Merusha. Ziri Amar Rab Chanina, Ziri said name Rab Chanina, Nikra Chayte. Shenemar V'imloi, the children of Eli said, they wanted the meat of the karbanos from people. V'imloi lokachti b'chazaka. If not, I'll take it by force. And they'll raise their hands at someone. So even by saying that saying it is like raising the hand. And b'ksiv atiyah chatas ha'na'orim, the sins of the youth, this is the children of Eli, g'day l'moed. So we see just planning to hit someone is already a terrible sin. Ravuna amar tikatzeitz yadai. His hand deserves to be cut off. Shenamar uzroya rama tishaveh. A raised arm should be broken. Rav Huna, actually we know that the rabbis had power, mipnei hara shah, if things were getting out of hand, they could make special knossos. Rav Huna cuts yada, Rav Huna cut off the hand of someone who went around punching people. Rabbi Lazar, such a person, if he does it habitually, he's going to have to be buried. A man who is a powerful man and is hitting people, he belongs in the land. To him is the land. The ground is given for those who are mafioso, those that go around terrorizing people. Shenema v'ish zraya, a man of strength, loy haaretz. Mamrei Shlakish, Maidich siv oived admasa yizba lechem. One who works the ground will be satisfied with bread. Im oisa adam atzmai ke'eved la'adama. If he's like an eved to the adama, he gets up early, and he plows, and he plants, and he waters, and he weeds, then he'll see. This is very great Gemara for Tu B'Shvat. I thought that this was very special for Tu B'Shvat. Not as good as Olam Chesed Yibana, but very good. Im Isa Adam Atzmai Ka'ovid La'adama Yizba Lechem. He'll be satisfied with bread. V'im Lav Lo Yizba Lechem. Now, many of the homiletic interpreters of the Gemara say that lechem is a reference to Torah, and it's the same thing. It's true. If you want to reap the rewards of Torah, you have to be an eved to the Torah. You just can't come and, give a shmek here and a shmek there. When I get a chance, I'll show up. You have to be an eved. You have to come every night. You have to learn every night. Then you'll be satisfied with lechem. Rabbi said this was a challenging daf. We're going to do now a few things. Matzah Shabbos, Gedalia is 8:15, right? The Matzah Shabbos shir is 8:15, but the big change is that the entire next 2 weeks, since I'm going away, I'm going out of town with my wife, and there's going to be different zmanim, starting from this Sunday through till March 3rd, till Monday of March 3rd, the shir is every night 9 o'clock. Not 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I know that's going to be hard for a lot of people. I'm sorry. Many times I went away and I did it at 8, and it was a very, very, very hard time for my wife. We used to come into a restaurant and eat in 15 minutes. It wasn't fair. It didn't, and I know it's a hardship for the Olam, but I'm going to ask you to stretch yourself for this short amount of time. We're going to do now for the Shabbos table.